When I first started doing my videos, I didn't realize how much time I was actually going to spend talking about really basic things. But I really feel that lots of times people need to be reminded of these things or have them brought back to their memory. And it was sort of the same thing, right? Be reminded of them. Today I want to talk about the subject of I don't wanna on the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I'm your host. I'm Kurt, and today is Sunday, the 31st of October of 2021. Welcome to everyone who is here on Rumble, on the podcast on YouTube. Remember, Rumble is my preferred platform, and the subject today is I don't wanna. I'm going to go through my notes real quick so that you have an idea sort of where I'm going, as usual, with today's little piece. Today, I'm going to talk on a subject that applies to children and even somewhat more so to children with autism. In reality, it applies to, well, everyone. It just happens to have special significance to kids, and again, particularly to my thinking, autistic children. You're most likely to not find anything I say in this video to be groundbreaking, controversial, or anything like that. In fact, if your parents were halfway decent, you probably realized they were working off the primary premise I introduced in this video. What is that premise? It can be summed up like this. I know you don't wanna. I don't care. You're going to do it anyway. I'm not saying every time a child tells you he or she doesn't want to do something, you have to tell them to do it anyway. In fact, I'll be the first to admit, you should choose your battles carefully in all dealings with those over whom you exert control, regardless the reason, whether it's you're working in a business or you have children or whatever it happens to be. What's important is to force the issue when growth or good habits will be gained as a result and not just because. I missed that piece there, but that's the ending of that thought. It's okay to force it if you're going to get something good out of it. If you're not, it's not worth it. My son is moderately level 2 autistic. I have been prone to give him a pass for many things he could have done but didn't want to do. That's because there were other things that were far more important in my mind. As those things have developed and as he has improved in his ability to deal with them, I've slowly tightened down on what I will accept where the more routine I don't wannas are concerned. If you have children who have developmental issues of one sort or another, I would certainly not say it was unreasonable for you to take a similar strategy. Even so, it's important to realize there's an awful lot of life even grown-ups don't relish or desire to do. Those of us who have actually done some maturing are acutely aware it doesn't matter whether or not we, quote, want to adult today. Doesn't matter. You've got to do it. That's one of the reasons it's so important to get children into the habit of doing things that don't excite them. You don't want to? Too bad. A large part of life for most adults is not wanting to, is to deal with situations and scenarios where the same thing is true. I don't want to. The sooner younger folks are exposed to that reality, the better. On top of that, we learn how to do things more easily, making us better able to handle life in general as a result of doing those things we don't wanna. So remember, often those of us who do things because we have to don't wanna either. If you're dealing with folks who have that attitude, remember, it often makes sense to start with what's most important and work down to less significant things. You don't want to? Welcome to my world. Okay. I think I could go click and just cut things off right here, right? Because this is what I'm saying is so obvious. The reality is that most of us who are doing things that adults do are doing them because we have to, because they're important, because they're necessary, and not because we want to do them. B, you don't want to, well, guess what? You need to anyway. That's just how that is. So if you're dealing with people who don't want to, then they need to anyway. And that's particularly true if they're in certain classes of people, and one of the most important of those is children, right? And I'm going to say this again. Though I have made many exceptions for my autistic son where he didn't have to do things he didn't want to, over the course of time, well, my reason, first of all, is that I feel like he needed to work on things that were more important, and therefore I let him slide on things that I considered less important that he just didn't want to do. Over the course of time, though, he's gained and gained and gained and gained, and it's a wonderful thing. It's a great thing. But now it's time to focus on the I don't want us for him more than I have in past. It's not that I didn't do it at all in past. It's that I didn't do it nearly as much as I feel it's significant or important to do it today. But you just have to understand. A lot of times the I don't want us are actually the things that are really going to be important to the people that you have to sort of push into doing those things over the course of time. And like I say, imagine this. I have gotten pretty darn good at doing laundry. I don't like laundry. I've gotten pretty good at doing dishes. I don't like dishes. I've gotten reasonably good at mowing yards. I don't really enjoy mowing yards all that much. I like them. I like each of these tasks for one reality that I've told people about, and it is when you're done, you know you're done, at least for a time, which doesn't happen in my work life a lot. That having been said, I've gotten reasonably good at them, and what that means is I can whip up a batch of dishes or make some quick food or mow that lawn in a relatively quick, expedient sort of a way and do a relatively good job of those things when I do them. I don't want to do them. I don't like doing them. They're not fun to me, but I have to. And this is life. But here's the point that I'm trying to make with those particular things. What you need to understand is when you learn to do those things well, it will mean that you get them done more quickly and they're not as much of a hindrance or struggle as they would have been if you did not learn how to do them. The same that I talked yesterday about time management. It's the same thing. I don't want to, but guess what? If you learn how to do that, it will so substantially improve your life in all likelihood if you don't know how, that even though you don't want to do that, that's something that you'll learn how to do well, and it'll make your whole world a better place to live in. It's just like, to me, the idea of not wanting to be sober sober, not drunk, not drugged, right? There are some people out there who would tell you, if you ask them, I don't want to be sober. I want to stay in an intoxicated, inebriated state. But what you don't understand is all the while you're not doing the things you need to do because you're in that state, all that time you're building up the problems that you're going to have to deal with over the course of time. I know you don't want to. My son doesn't want to go to school. He doesn't like school. He doesn't enjoy it. I get it. But if he doesn't do that, he won't learn a lot of important things that he needs to know. He won't learn them. And that's very significant. That's very significant for him, even if he doesn't recognize it or realize it or whatever. So my message to you who have people, who have children, who have workers, whatever, who don't wanna, is they need to learn the significance and importance of doing things that you don't want to do, getting them out of the way, because among other things, what it means when you do that, what it means when you do that is you have more time to do the things you do want to do. And that's very significant, very important, and something you need to realize. Okay, I'm running up on the end of my time. But yes, the simple message is you don't want to, well, welcome to my world, and by the way, get to it. Not all the time. Again, not all the time, but it's something that needs to happen. Okay, hope you're having a good day today. This is the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I'm your host, I'm Kurt, and today is Sunday, the 31st of October, 2021. Tomorrow will be Monday, the 1st of November. That time is flying by of 2021. Welcome to everyone who's here on Rumble, on the podcast, on YouTube. Thank you for having come along today. Here we are with a welcome again. Remember, Rumble is my preferred platform. You can give me a boxing glove or a plus sign on Rumble, and that is a positive feedback. You can give me a minus on Rumble, and that's a negative feedback. You can give me a thumbs up or a like on YouTube as a positive feedback, and a thumbs down or a dislike on YouTube if you feel the need to do that. Remember that any platform I'm on, if you have the ability to comment, I will do everything that I can to pay attention to your comments. Today's subject has been I don't wanna, and tomorrow we're going to talk on a subject that I think a lot of people who are not all that set in their lives, all that well off and so forth, really need to consider. It's good for everybody. It's good for everybody, though. It really is, and the subject is full plate. Hope you're having a good day today. Hope everything is going well for you on this beginning of the Christian week. I said yesterday, I think Christian work week. No, the Christian week. The work week starts for most people on Monday. I realize that that's not true for everybody. Again, thank you if you've worked on the weekend this weekend. Again, I may have availed myself of your services. Again, hope everything is going well for you, and hopefully we will see you again on Monday's edition of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. The speaker on this edition of the Daily Summation is Kurt Schubert. This video was recorded on Sunday, October 31st of 2021. The Daily Summation is created for Kurt's Religion and Politics. Thanks for watching this edition of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I hope you found it entertaining or instructional, or maybe both. If you want to see more from me, you can go to blogs.kpschubert.com. That's blogs.kpschubert.com. I am on Twitter, Parler, and Minds.com. My handle on each of those is @kpschubert. That's @kpschubert. I have a Rumble and a YouTube channel. They are the Kurt's Religion and Politics channels on Rumble and YouTube. I have a Facebook page. The Facebook page is Kurt's Religion and Politics as well. I am on Patreon. If you want to support me, that's one of the better places you can do that. And you will find me at Kurt's Religion and Politics on Patreon. I have a podcast. The podcast is podcasts with an S. .kpschubert.com. That's podcasts.kpschubert.com. I think you should be able to find me with relative ease on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify as well. The best way I find to do that is to look for Kurt's Religion and Politics. You can try to use the Daily Summation. I find that it doesn't work as well as a general rule, but you can always try that. I'm glad to have you aboard today, and hopefully we will see you again tomorrow.